Hello, Veritas Academy. Welcome back. Today I have a distinct honor. Many of you know that we had two very long-term teachers here move on, Jackie Lake and Sharon Strawbridge. Between the two of them made up the bulk of the time, really, that Veritas has even been around. And so those are hard roles to fill, really impossible roles to fill. But I am very excited today because we have Jackie Lake's daughter, Meghan, with us, who will be taking over the first grade position for Sharon Strawbridge, which keeps us with a lake in the building. I don't think we could do it without a lake here. So you kept Veritas open. Well done, Meghan.
Thank you.
So excited to have you here. Maybe you can share with the community a little bit. So you've been with Veritas actually for quite a while. This is nothing new here. You've been working with us for a number of years down the pre-K. Maybe you can describe what you've been doing there.
Sure. So, well, I was a student here from 7th to 12th grade, and then I have been teaching with the preschool since it opened back in 2014.
Okay.
So I've been at the preschool for 11 years. I started out teaching the 3 and 4s class, and then I did that for 3 years, and then moved into the pre-K 4 and 5-year-olds, and did that for 2 years, and then the last 6 years I've also been the director of the preschool.
So it's a lot to do.
Yes.
Are you looking forward to a little more teaching than administration?
Yes, yeah. I have loved teaching, and I did appreciate the administrative position as well, and I really enjoyed getting to know families, but it definitely became clear over the years that my passion lay with the teaching, so I'm excited to do that in a full-time capacity.
Now, I didn't know, you said this to me last year, I forget what was announced, maybe it was at the graduation, at the year-end ceremony, that you were a student the first year that your mom was a teacher?
Yes.
Is that correct?
We all came, we had been at, our church actually had a small Christian school, and my mom was the kindergarten teacher there. So her first year of teaching, not her first year of teaching, but her first year of teaching kindergarten was the year that I entered into kindergarten.
Wow.
So she taught, it was a very small school, so there was only one class. So she taught me and both of my brothers in kindergarten along with our classmates. And then in the summer 2002, our school unfortunately closed, but it turned out to be a blessing in disguise because the Lord opened the door for us to come to Veritas. And so my brothers and I came along with my mom that year, and we've been, well, my mom and I basically have been here ever since. And my brother, he's here in a part-time capacity. He runs the clock, the score. He's the scorekeeper at the basketball games.
Well, that's a blessing in disguise for you and us, since I don't know what Veritas would be without your mom here. And really, quite frankly, now I don't know what would be without you here, since you've trained so many of the students in pre-K that have actually come through our kindergarten program. So you're holding it together from the lower now in the first grade. What are you excited about? This is a big change in a lot of ways. I think for those of you that don't know in the education world, it seems like in the grammar levels, a year difference is a big difference, right? Going from a 3-4 year old up to a 6-year-old seems like a big jump. What are you excited about in that transition?
I have noticed, even just from back when I switched from the 3 and 4-year-old class up to pre-K, they develop so much at this age. But I'm really excited. Over the years, as I've introduced letters and sounds to them, I talk about the importance of reading so they can read the Bible for themselves. Bible time has always been my favorite part of the day with the kids. They ask, even at such a young age, I'm always amazed by the questions they ask. So I'm just excited to get to do all these subjects on a deeper level and get to be a part of them really putting all of those letters and sounds and phonics skills they've been working on the last few years together and really take off with reading and just being able to get into deeper subject material with them at the first grade level.
That's great. And a lot of the students you've either had directly in class or you kind of know them coming through. So there's a couple years yet in which you're going to know the students coming through.
Yes. So that's exciting, especially starting a new chapter. It's nice to have some of that familiarity.
Now you're taking over Sharon Strawbridge, which is, I would imagine, feels daunting because Sharon's been here so long. But you also, did you have Sharon as well as a student, or did you come after?
I came after. So I started in 7th grade, and when I went into 8th grade was the year she started as the first grade teacher.
Okay.
However, my first year in college, I had to spend my spring break doing a field study at a Christian school, and of course I came home. So I actually did my first big field study for college with Mrs. Strawbridge for a week. So
Wow.
So yeah, so when the Lord opened the door for first grade, it kind of brought back those memories,
Yeah.
and I began to think of how much I enjoyed that experience.
So God was
here I
prepping
am.
you even then.
Yes, yeah. I didn't
Closing
know
the
that at
circle.
the time, but
Right,
yeah,
right.
it does feel a bit like a full circle
Right.
moment.
So you've done, so help families a little bit, because I think we oftentimes have teachers come in who have to kind of learn the classical model and are kind of excited about learning it. You've been here through it and working at it. At that level, where do you see the classical school model really working? What about it really excites you as a teacher at these levels?
I really get excited about how it appeals to like the childhood development scale. So I'm really excited to do a lot of the memory work and
Yeah.
just get more familiar with the chants, like the grammar chants and Bible verses and history timelines
Yeah.
and things. And I know we don't hit on all of that yet in first grade, but just prepping them for that
Right.
and yeah, getting to see how they memorize it and get excited about it and learn material that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, no, you're right. And if I talk to lower end teachers in the kindergarten, one year I get this from Lori Conrad, and really from your mom, how important it is that you set up those structures there so well, because the students will later work in more detailed material, but only the way that you've taught them in a lot of ways. Like you're setting them up for that, which is kind of exciting to do. Yeah. So help us a little bit now. That's the education side. Help us to get to know you a little bit. What are kind of hobbies, things you really enjoy doing when you're not in school or prepping for classes?
Yeah, I really love history. That was always my a favorite subject in school. So over the summer, whenever I have the opportunity, I love to go on historical field trips.
Oh,
I have
really?
a good friend that enjoys doing that with me. Last summer, I got to go on a road trip with my parents. We had gone out to see the Creation Museum, but we got to see Abraham Lincoln's birthplace and his childhood home, and then we kind of took a detour down to Tennessee and visit Andrew Johnson's home, and then we stopped at Appomattox on the way home.
Wow.
So that was a really fun road trip. Kind of went from the beginning of creation and then jumped up
That's
to
a lot
some
of
American history, but that was really fun. Actually, just yesterday, my friend and I were making plans to go to Lafayette Day at Rockford coming up.
okay.
So yeah, and a few summers ago, my aunt invited me to go along with her to Hawaii, and we island hopped over to Honolulu for a day to see Pearl Harbor. So,
Wow.
So yeah, so whatever the
Got a
opportunity.
history bent.
Yes.
Any of your favorites that you visited thus far that you'd love to go back and see again?
Actually, one of my favorite places to go, and I think maybe it's just because this is where I was born, so there's a connection, but I was originally born in Baltimore, so I love going to Fort McHenry.
Yeah.
Just the way that their visitor center is presented and everything, I just find it really exciting. And I've been there a couple of times when they've been doing like demonstrations and things, so I really like it there. I would like, one year my friend and I, we went to Virginia and like did George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and James Madison's homes. Wow. But then I realized James Monroe's home is down there, so I'd like to swing back
missed one.
catch the one that I missed. So.
Oh, that's wonderful. I enjoy that too. My kids wish I wouldn't enjoy it quite as much. Right?
I get it from my dad, so.
Well, there you go. So maybe there's a payoff. That's very encouraging to me. Well, Meghan, I'm very excited to have you. I think it's going to be very important for our school. We have continuity, and I just think what you've done in the lower levels, and I've learned this being in education, that really sometimes the lower level you are, the more skill you have as a classroom manager, just because you have to do so much with students. So I'm really excited seeing you use those skills and putting them to work for our first grade. So really happy to have you and looking forward to the work you're going to do. So if you see Meghan around, remember now she's not in charge of the to the pre-K anymore. Now she is our first grade teacher. So when you see her, say hello and welcome her into our community. So glad to have you.
Thank you.